Hi, it's Stephen here for Bland Designs, and today I'm sort of in the mood to do a art journal page, and I'm going to do it in my Delusions or my Dina. No, this is my Dina Wakley um, uh, art journal, and I've picked out as my focal image a new digital download from Mike Deacon, this head with the brain in it. Pulled out some pieces from one of Tim Holtz's ephemera collections. And this saying also came from Mike Deacon's digital downloads. And then I have one of Mike Deacon's new stencils. This one, it looks sort of like a brain, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to pair it up with a Tim Holtz eye chart stencil as well. And I'm going to use oxide inks, and I have my colors over here. And I'm going to try a technique for creating this background that I just saw on YouTube. I think it was Nina Rabina who did this, and I'm going to give it a try. So she took some of her oxide inks, and I've got several colors here. I'm going to go with Spiced Marmalade because one of those pieces that I pulled up from the ephemera has that sort of color in it, and I'm just going to apply it randomly to the stencil. I'm going to add some antique linen. This is a color I don't use a lot, and I'm not really sure how it will show up, but we'll see. And I'm going to use some frayed burlap, getting in a little bit more of the vintage colors in here. Now, I'm going to take my sprayer, and I'm just going to spritz this lightly, pick it up, and just going to throw it down on the page, and I'm going to get a paper towel. And I'm not getting a heck of a lot off this. That's okay. Let's do one color this time. Of course, this particular stencil's got a lot of open areas. I'm just picking up some more of the color off my mat, and I'm just putting it down sort of like a splattered background. I'm just dragging it around. Oh, that's better. I'm getting more on here now. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay, let's clean this up. Let's clean off the stencil. I'm not done with the stencil yet. I've got another idea here for this background, but I'm just trying to get some of the moisture off it. And we'll hit this with the heat gun. Now, this particular art journal has several different substrates in it. It has linen, it has canvas, it has burlap in here, watercolor paper as well. So I'm only doing one page. Usually I do double page, but today I'm only going to do one page because I really don't know what I want to do on this burlap. I've already gessoed that, and I don't know if I really need it to or not. So I'm just going to concentrate today on this, and this is a canvas. So I want to make sure this is thoroughly dry before I add my next layer on here. So I will come back once this is dry. So my page is dry. This is what it looks like. I got the initial layer down. Now I'm going to take that same stencil that I was using to get some of these splotches down. I'm going to use it like a stencil, and I'm going to use some frayed burlap. And I'm only going in certain areas. Okay, I'm going to hit that with the heat dryer for a second. Now I'm going to try the antique linen next. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, but I think I still need some of the darker, so I'll go back to the frayed burlap. Okay, that's not looking too bad at all. Okay, maybe just a little in there. All right, I've got that on there. But I think what I want to do is I want to take advantage of the fact that this is water reactive. So I'm just going to put my Tim Holtz water mister into, push in the button so it'll just get little short spurts. And we'll hit that with the heat dryer. So that's kind of allowed the inks to flow together a little bit, modeled out the detail a little bit more. Just take my paper towel and just dab here and there. Now, I want to use this stencil, but I do want to give some texture. So I think I'm going to use some mottling paste with this, or text paste. See what I've got. But I'm first going to have to figure out exactly where my focal image is going to go. So just another couple of seconds with this. Okay, so this is my focal image. think I'm going to cut this piece in half. Like that, and the butterflies. I think I want the butterflies to come more out of his head. Sort of like a thought bubble. I might do some pen work around that. So we put these this way. The eye chart can go down along here, and we'll come back to that piece. But what I'm going to do first of all, so I remember what this looks like, is I'm going to get out my camera and I'm going to take a picture of it. And this is a good way for you to remember where you're laying down your collage pieces. So I'm just going to go to the camera. Oops. Okay, so now I've got a picture of it on my camera and I can use that as my reference. All right, so let's move these pieces off and let's grab some modeling paste. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment here. I got out my texture paste by Ranger, but I took out the gloss, and I'm going to add some color to this, and I'm going to use the oxide inks. And I'm going to use the Peacock, or should I use the Salty Ocean? No, I think I'll use, the Salty Ocean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this, I'm just going to put it here on my craft mat. I'm going to just give it light spritz of water and take some of this out. And see what happens. Now, better take a clean one to take more of this out. That's probably more than enough. So I'm wondering if this is too light in color. So maybe I'll add, see if I can add a little bit of frayed burlap to this as well. And that gives it a little bit more of an antique-y look. Okay, let's use that. Now I did spray this stencil with some repositionable spray, but it's really not sticking. But I'm not that concerned about getting an absolutely perfect impression. I don't want it too thick, but I do want it to be seen. Okay, now I got a lot of this left over, so where's my wipe away journal here? This is where I take leftover product and just slap it onto a page. This page could use a little something. So eventually, over time, this book will become full with these backgrounds that are kind of random, and then I can build on top of them. So I already have the background pages done. Okay, let's put that aside to dry. And let's come here and lift this off. Now it did go under the stencil here a little bit, but I don't really mind that. I'm going to let that stay like that. Now I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to hit this with the heat dryer, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've dried my texture paste here. It's still a little tacky, so I've got to be careful with it. I've repositioned my elements again, and I've gone around the edges of all the elements as well as the border of the page itself with frayed burlap. So now I'm ready to stick these down, and I'm using my phone here with my reference picture. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it down with some Tombow Aqua Mono liquid glue, as opposed to using matte medium. If I use the matte medium, I'll reactivate the oxide inks that are underneath here, and it'll just get really soupy and messy and mud. So let's move these pieces off. Just start sticking them down. And I hope I have enough glue. Now, since this page is a little bit warped because of, you know, I'm in the beginning parts of the book, a lot of times you should start in the middle of one of your art journals if you want flatter pages and move out from there, but I didn't on this one. So okay, and then according to my picture, okay, this one's going down up here. Also, this is canvas, this page, so sticking these items down makes it a little bit more difficult. However, I don't care if they sit down completely flat. It will give it a little bit of dimension if they don't, but I don't want them falling off either. Glue on my fingers. Good thing it dries clear. And this piece. And the focal image is next. Now this one I want to go underneath there, so before I stick down the head of this focal image, I'm going to get this under there. Hope everybody's going to stay stuck down. Okay, now, question. Should I pop these butterflies up or should I leave them flat? I think I'm going to pop them up, so I need some pop dots. And we'll pull off the backing. Now the other thing I always like to do to make sure that when I raise things up that they stick is I like to put just a drop of glue on each one of those pads. So get out this. So I'm just going to stick a drop of glue once I get the glue run down here. My poor glue is almost gone. I've got some more of this on order. I really like this glue. There we go. Just a dot in the center of each one of the foam squares. Okay. Now, put these away. And let's get out a white Signet Uniball pen. Signet, is that what you call it, right? Yeah, Signal Uniball pen, and let's see if this is writing. It is. So I just want to make some little dash marks to mark off the trail of the butterfly. Maybe a little doodle here. I don't know if these are going to show up. Actually, I don't think they do. So I could do those in black. Let's just hit this. Okay, let's get out of black. This is a Pitt pen. Okay. Now, do I need to do anything else? Well, let's see. I think I need a little bit more glue on this piece right here. Just hold that down for a minute, looking this over. Maybe a little bit of sparkle on the butterflies would be nice. Would kind of go along with the fact that I used the gloss on here. So I think I will add a little of that. Now if my winter stellas will cooperate, I got to get a new one. These are really starting to run out and I've already used water in them. There's some in that one. I wonder if there's more in this one. Yes, there's more in this one. So I'm just going to put it all over the butterflies just to give them that little bit of dazzle in the light. A little bit of bling. Okay. My wings got a little bit curled down. Just lift them up a little bit. Okay, so anything else I need to do this page? Nope, I think that's got it. I'm going to let it sit and I'm going to let it dry. And a little closer up for you. So that I'm pleased with, and it didn't take very long to do it. So that was great. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.